today is a true bucket list moment for me. Today is the announcement of something that has probably been in my head and my heart for about 10 years, but in genuine development for about the last 3 or 4 years. And so, without any further ado, ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much. Thank you. In November and December this year, 2015, myself and 150 musicians, singers, dancers, choir are going to be touring the major cities of Australia in an arena spectacular, and I am beyond excited about it. We've called it Broadway to Oz, because the genesis of this show started 3 years ago on Broadway when I did a show there. And about 3 months after we finished there, my producing partner Robert Fox, my good friend Paul Dainty were visiting me on the set of Les Miserables. And I said, you know, I want to take the show that I just did on Broadway, I want to take it back to Australia. And Paul said, I really think you should take it on an arena tour. I think you should do it around the entire country, because so much of the show is very much about who you are as an Aussie, what it's like being an Australian living overseas, having the career you're having, and etc., etc. So I said, that's a great idea. So 3 years later, thank you, Paul, wherever you are, 3 years later, here we are, and I'm super, super excited to take it around to Melbourne, Sydney, Brisbane, Perth, and Adelaide. And what is the show? What's it about? Well, it's quite, well, it's pretty much all about me. It's everything I love. It's every song that I love from every show. Most of the shows I've been in, like Les Miserables, From the Boy from Oz, shows I haven't been in, but wanted to be in, or maybe will one day. There's dance, there's stories, you're going to get to know the real me in that show. I will tell you what it's like being in my shoes in my career, both on screen and on stage and off, growing up, etc., etc. No two shows are the same. I like to keep it, as we like in Australia, I like to keep it pretty informal. I like to listen and respond to the audience, hecklers, bring it on. I love it. And most importantly, I love the show.
Just wondering what some of the key differences are between this full-scale arena production versus your Broadway show that you're excited about?
You know, I would say in essence, a lot of it's similar. A lot of the show that I had that was on the Broadway stage was intimate look at my life, the stuff that I love, and sharing sides of myself that people over there really didn't know. And that's still the same for the show here. However, I said arena spectacular because we're going to some big spaces. So we have way more singers, way more dancers, we have choirs, we have a 35-piece orchestra. The lighting is going to be extraordinary, and the staging we've done in a way where we still have satellite stage and a big sort of catwalk so that we can make it feel as intimate as possible. I spent most of my I spent all my childhood in Sydney, and I used to go to the Sydney Entertainment Centre where we'll be performing, which is about to be one of the last, I think, concerts. And most of the time I could only afford to sit up the back. So I know what it's like to be up the back of an arena, and it's always been really important to me that every single person in whatever theatre, stage, press conference, arena, it doesn't matter whether, they all feel that I'm speaking directly to them, and that it feels like they're in my living room, no matter how big that living room might be.